In this video, we are going to look at binomial squares. There are two possible ways to solve this question. The first way is knowing the binomial squares pattern. Okay, that looks like this. Whenever you add in two terms and then you squaring them, the formula says first you have to square the first term. Then you have to square the last term. Finally, you have to multiply the first and the last term and then multiply that by 2. Okay, that's called the binomial squares pattern. We have the exact same thing whenever we have a minus. Multiply the first number by itself or square it, multiply the second by itself, and we'll have actually a plus here. And the only difference is the middle term will be a minus, negative 2ab. That's one way you can do it. Another way you can do it is just use the FOIL method, which might work better for you. I'll show you both. If you use the FOIL method, then you think about this a plus b as something squared. Well, what is something squared? That means you multiply the something by itself, right? You got a square. And that means that we are multiplying a plus b by a plus b. And notice if we start foiling this, we are going to get the formula that you see. A times A is A squared, B times B is B squared, and then we also have AB and BA, but that combines into 2AB. Okay, let's look at the first example. First, we are going to show the binomial squares pattern, and then we can use the FOIL and verify, make sure we got the same thing. Okay, first, using the formula, we're going to square the first term, which is y squared. Then we're going to square the last term, which is 3 squared or 9. And then we're going to add twice 2 times the first term times the second term. Well, what is 2 times y times 3? We can combine 2 times 3 in 6, and we get y squared plus 6y plus 9. Now that we did without foiling, but if we foil, you just have to understand that y plus 3 squared is the same as y plus 3 multiplied by itself. Again, y plus 3. Okay, with FOIL, we do first, what is y times y? This is like y squared, right? Y multiplied by itself twice is y squared. Then we're going to have outer, which is this, y and 3. Well, that's the same thing as 3y. Then inner, which would be these two. That's another 3y. And finally, last, that would be 3 times 3 or 9. It is a very common mistake to miss that middle term, but if you do FOIL, you immediately see that this term is not going to cancel. 3y and 3y combined gives you 6y, right? When you combine like terms. And now, as you can see, you get exact same thing here and here. This is y squared plus 6y plus 9, and they are matching. Either way you do it, both ways you get the exact same answer. Now let's look at the last example. For the last example here, I think I'm just going to use the pattern instead of doing the FOIL. So let me show you. I have 4v minus 2w, and I square that. The pattern says, this is the pattern right here, first square the first term. Now, very, very important, when you do that, the 4v, you are squaring that whole thing. You're not just squaring v, which is a very common mistake, and leaving 4. Nope. This is 4v multiplied by itself. And when you do that, 4v times 4v, the 4 and 4, it's not going to be 8. 4 times 4 is going to be 16. The first term will be 16, and then v times v is v squared. Then we also need to square the last term. Again, when you square it, you do not just square w, you square both. 2w multiplied again by 2w. Well, what is that? That would be 4, and then w times w is a square, w squared. This part will be positive, okay? This is not going to be negative, because if you FOIL, you would see that minus times minus is a plus. But this is the pattern. Square the first term, square the last term, and then the middle term is going to be negative 2 multiplied by the product of those terms. Okay, it'll be negative 2 times 4v times 2w. Oh, I'm trying to fit it there. Okay, 2 times 4 times 2, that's 8. And then v times w is just v times w. We cannot do anything with that. 16v squared minus, again, 16w. No, sorry, vw plus 4w squared. Okay, I hope I got it.